Well, hello. It is late in the evening. I have been busy all day. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. I had a lot of things to do today to kind of coordinate and get Thanksgiving together today. You know, get all the food and stuff that I'm going to prepare. Now, it is an absolutely gorgeous day. It was 70 degrees. And the kids played outside, and it was a really good day. So I got some things done. Well, you know, I love gardening. I really do. Gardening is just something I want to do to relax, something I thoroughly enjoy. So I picked this bag of hyacinths up at Sam's. I had to go to Sam's to pick up a few things today for our Thanksgiving meal tomorrow. And I've got these hyacinths right here I picked up at Sam's. Now they had a bag of 40 daffodils for the same price. I think this was $14.97, and there's 24 of these beautiful hyacinth bulbs right here. I love the way these smell, and they're really pretty. I have a few that Donald's brother gave us one year, and then I've got this bag right here. If you're on the lookout, look around for some bulbs, you know, in bulk that you can pick up. Of course, you can order them too. But it's a good time to go ahead and get a few things like that and get them in your garden before the end of fall. Now, my hyacinths and things that I've used are usually in this garden. I have quite a bit of gardening to do. Of course, I won't get it done in the next few days, but I did want to pick these up so that I would have them and I could get them in the ground before it got too much colder. I could go ahead. We've been having some nice days. I think I'll have some time to plant these hyacinths. I was happy to get some. I wanted to get more tulips, but actually I don't have my beds in shape to plant too much. I can work these hyacinths in and know that I'll be able to enjoy them come spring, but I didn't have a lot of room and a lot of things done. I've got to cut all this lemon balm down to the ground. We've got to cut that statice that's over there, and we've got to divide it. It did rain here yesterday, which left us short on some time to get some things done. The rain came and we were not able to get very much done, and it looks like we got exactly 1 inch. I usually take this rain gauge up when it starts freezing because it'll just freeze if I don't. We store it right here under the eave until next year. So I didn't get to work out in the garden because the rain came and there was just not much I could get done. Now you can see how beautiful this statice is. A little bit still blooming back here. I just love the color of it. Very beautiful. It's really very, very blue. It's coming across a little bit more purpley on the camera than it actually is. It's actually more blue, and the birds and butterflies absolutely love it, but especially the hummingbirds. They really love this plant, and it's right here, and it is humongous. This whole thing right here. I have left it on in case there's some few little birds or something that might need some food before it starts getting too cold, but it is time to go ahead and cut this back, dig these up, and separate them. Now, there's a lot of work to be done in here. I picked this up. I'm going to put it over on the corner garden because it'll help hold some of that soil from eroding down off of the bank. So I've got this little thing I've got right here. I've got to cut this lemon balm back. And I have just a few hours of daylight since the kids and everybody's left. Donald has gone to do some errands that he's got to do. And I thought, well, let me just get out here and do a couple of things. I think we've decided that we are going to plant that Leland cypress that I got at Home Depot. I want to say Office Depot for some reason. But I do want to plant this. I think I am going to plant it over there in that big pot. And that'll be just beautiful for this year. I'm not going to leave it in that pot very long because this thing is going to grow fast and it's going to need a lot more room. Now this booger is a little bit heavy. It's in I want to say maybe a 3 or 4 gallon pot. It's pretty big. I got this all-purpose potting soil mix right here at Tractor Supply. It's groundwork, not anything special. But this tree won't need a lot of special soil for this year that it's going to be in this pot. I'm going to go ahead and put the dirt in. I've left the wrapping that was around the pot inside, and I've also left this cardboard just covering the hole. I wanted it to drain, but drain slowly. Now, I don't know how long this pot has been, this plant has been in this pot, but it seems like it's a while, so it's a little bit hard to get out. So I'm just going to lay it down a little bit and just roll it around and loosen it from the walls of this pot. And then I'll lift it out and put it in its new pot. Well, due to the size of this plant, I had to end up cutting it right here. Just go ahead and cut in this pot. I didn't need to save it anyway because I have a lot of these that I have saved. So I did have to end up going ahead and cutting it. It is bone dry in there. Well, it's not very root bound, and that's a good thing. It looks like they've got it in some kind of peat moss, a little bit of peat moss mix and a lot of mulch and some soil. Now I just cut down the side of this, and then I went around the edge there so that I could see what was going on with it. I can see the new roots coming out, but this is good. I'm glad it's not too root bound because it wouldn't be unable to stay in this pot very long. Now I'm going to loosen this up just a little bit so it can absorb more nutrients out of the soil that I just put in this pot, and that won't take very long. It's starting to get dark here. It gets dark early, of course, later in the fall that we are, so I'm not going to get a lot done. But I have to take little increments like this to get anything done when I have a busy day. I still try to find time to come out here and pull weeds for 10 minutes and just do some small chore that I've got to do in the garden. And this helps me keep up with everything. It helps me keep on the upkeep of a garden. Even though these are not that big, they are labor intensive because I have a lot in them. I did have to cut down on the roots a little bit because they were going in a circular rotation where they've been in that pot. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put the rest of this soil that I've got right here around this and get that done. Well, I'm just squeezing it in where I can. Now I'm using this all-purpose groundwork potting and planting mix for this pot, and it was a 3-pound bag. So it wasn't a lot that it took. And of course I cut it out of this plastic. I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff in the recycling bin. And it looks really good. I went ahead and got it planted. It rained last night. If I'd have got it planted earlier, it would have rained it on in. But I'm going to have to take some water, get that settled in, and I'm going to put some compost across the top of it. I may even put some mulch. I'll have to see if I have some mulch to kind of protect it as it gets colder, but it looks good to me. I got it right here. And I wouldn't hesitate to use that for a Christmas tree because you could put ornaments on that and it would just be so pretty and it would be so different. Of course, I'm not going to take it in for a Christmas tree because that thing is extremely heavy. It's a heavy Christmas tree. A heavy Leland. It's a little bit crooked. I'm going to have to work with it a little bit and get it straighter. Especially as I water it in, we'll be able to see. But I'm really happy with it. I think it's pretty. I'm glad that I bought it. And it'll be exceptionally pretty for the holidays. So I've got to straighten it up. It's a little crooked, but I'll do that when I get off the phone. My battery is starting to go dead anyway. I will probably plant these hyacinths over here when I get some things done. Probably this weekend. Won't be able to do it. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. We are thankful for everything. God is so good to us. Now I have a lot out here that I've got to put up for the winter. I'll still be using it for a little bit in the fall right here. We don't have a garage. We don't have very much storage out here on our small lot. That's how things accumulate right here. But I'll get all that put up before tomorrow and everything will be looking fresh. I'll get this porch blowed off and the sidewalk and everything, and it'll look nice for Thanksgiving. I'll get this tree, go ahead and get it straightened up some, and things will look so much better. I want to thank you for joining me for the love of gardening today. I'll try to get out for as many videos as I can for you over the next few weeks, and just whenever I can get them out, and I'll try to get a schedule started so that I can get them out to you and you can kind of expect them. But right now I'm just doing them when I can and working them in, and I want to make sure that you get at least once a week. And I thank you for joining this channel, joining me today, and let me share some things with you. But I also love for you to subscribe and to share and comment and let me know what you think. I always appreciate hearing from you. Thank you for joining me today. And like always, until next time.